evening, everyone, and welcome to the Business of Property. I am your host, Cheryl Leong from Property Development Australia. At the Business of Property, we interview superstar guests in the property development space that share their expertise, deals, and their stories to help empower, build, and grow our community of property developers and investors. So hello to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube land. Give me a shout out if you're here today in the comments section below, and if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay as well. So our guest for tonight is architect and interior designer Ana Casagrande, all the way from beautiful Brazil, but now living in Sydney. And she's been working in the area or the space in the industry for about 10 years. And her experience as a designer has helped her really create and transform what she calls cold and lifeless spaces into not only attractive, cozy, and the topic of today's session is about creating wealth corners as well. So we're not just talking about the aesthetics, but we're talking about creating wealth through your spaces. So I'm really, really excited to bring Ana on board to have a chat to us and to share some of her thoughts and how we can all create wealth corners in our spaces and in our homes and properties and in our design as well. So without further ado, I'm going to ask Ana down to the Business of Property dance floor. Ana, please join me.
Hello, good night, everyone. Thank you so much, Cheryl, to be here tonight. It's such a pleasure.
Great to have you here, Ana. So I found it's just even before we came on, I love that we're talking about wealth corners. And in particular, I mean, when I talk about wealth corners, being Chinese, we've been taught about Feng Shui. And for those that are not familiar with the word, Feng Shui in literal form means wind, and Shui means water in Chinese, well, in Mandarin. Feng Shui, yes, in Mandarin. But Ana, you're from Brazil. I'm Chinese heritage. You're going to be sharing with us a little bit about not all of Feng Shui, but a portion of Feng Shui. So maybe just talk to us a little bit about this concept of Feng Shui to start off with.
Yeah, because this concept come from that reason why I start to apply to my spaces and teaching people to have this little piece of Feng Shui straight away to their places. Because it's not only about design, it's about how you feel on the spaces and what the space can create for you. Because when you utilize these spaces, it's all about you on the space, your family members, all the energy come through to that space. That's why Feng Shui is come like the things that I believe of, like transform your beautiful space and bringing wealth and with this amazing technique coming from the Feng Shui.
Yeah, and so basically Feng Shui is about energy flow.
Yes.
Why is it so important? Because I mean, someone might look at it and go, "What do you mean by energy flow? We're just surrounded by air. What does Feng Shui really practically do? Is it a real science? Is there a real science around it?"
Yeah, it's unite the forces and harmonize individuals and their surroundings, because we live on that space, and it's kind of between the space we are and the things that happens to that space, because we want one energy and the space is another energy. It's kind of the connection between those two. And when you align to your space, you can bring prosperity. That's the same thing to align to your thoughts and your beliefs. Everything needs to be aligned.
Yeah, and so what is this concept of then wealth corner? What is this, do we all have a wealth corner in our homes and our spaces?
Yeah, we can definitely create our own wealth corner and choose the appropriate space that we're going to be talking and teaching you guys tonight. And you can go to your main door and find your right space on the left, but I'll be showing you all the details how you can do it. And anyone can do your Feng Shui. It's really important you have your passion and the things that you want to bring wealth to your life. If you want to bring wealth, that's the first point to do your wealth corner.
I mean, so you're saying like it's not like you got to learn a huge course. They're just simple, practical things that you can apply from today's session to be able to really impact your wealth corner and your business in your home, and in, like I said, in your design as well. And before we kick off, for those of you who are developing properties, and I come from an Asian country. We come from Malaysia. And I've seen a lot of properties. A lot of developers in Asia will have a Feng Shui expert help
Yes.
design their properties. And even in Australia, it's not uncommon that is someone that uh, will be engaged to advise on the Feng Shui and the direction and even the shape of a property on a site. To be honest, I had a Feng Shui specialist come to my property, and unfortunately, they said it's a bit triangular. We need it more rectangular, and I was like, it's a triangular block, so it's okay. We can do things to sort of fix that. And then she had a special little, almost like a compass thing. So it'll be great to really understand a little bit more about how we can apply really simple feng shui techniques to help create wealth for us. So over to you, Anna, and anyone that's here, please comment, ask any questions along the way. I'm sure we'd be more than happy to answer them along the way as well. So over to you, Anna.
Thank you. It's so funny because yesterday I was walking on the city. I don't know if you see the Chinese bank. They call Chinese bank.
Yes.
And this Chinese bank, they applied all the Feng Shui technique we are teaching you guys tonight.
Oh, there you
all
go.
the 5 elements. It's kind of, they use all the techniques of the wealth corner, because the wealth corner is a very basic Feng Shui. That's why you can apply in your home straight away today. But this bank, how important, like for a bank to use these techniques to have more wealth. And they're
Yeah,
like,
and if the bank isn't the symbol of wealth, I don't know what the bank is. So obviously it works.
yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
you don't often see a broke bank.
No, not at all.
There you go. So if you want your bank account to increase, then apply the wealth corner. Okay. So what makes up a wealth corner? Let's kick that off.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk about like Feng Shui. It's a Chinese entity, Chinese traditional practice that claims the energy and its force harmonize individuals and their surroundings that we spoke before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Creating your wealth corner. The Feng Shui Bagua. Bagua is the compass that Cheryl just mentioned before.
So
this is the Bagua.
That's the colorful rainbow thing in the middle there.
Yeah. Do I have like a laser or no?
No, unfortunately, I don't have a pointer.
Okay, that's okay.
Oh,
You can come back, please. Thank you.
there we go.
That's the reason why we do the Feng Shui on the left. As you can see on the Bagua, the wealth is on the left-hand side, on this purple part of the Bagua.
Yeah.
And
That's the southeast.
Southeast, exactly.
Okay. So does that mean that you have to point your compass towards north to find the southeast in your home?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Then you can go to the next slide, please.
Yeah.
Yes, perfect. Then when you go to your main entrance, for example, you can do your wealth corner in your office, you can do in your house, you can in the entrance of your house. Like for example, you can do in your office, you can find your space to design your wealth corner. Doesn't need to be on the main end, can be in the main entrance, of course, or you can do any space that you desire to provide wealth. It's
Okay.
always good to do in your office because it's where you're working from home, for example. But also you can do like in a bedroom. I suggest in a place that you are connected with. Like for example, you're not connected to the entrance of your house. I do not suggest you doing that. I suggest you doing the space that you feel, here is my place.
Okay, so you can have as many wealth corners as you like in a house.
Yeah, you can do the powerful one and you can do small ones as well.
All right, so what do you mean by a powerful one? Is that like a big one?
Yeah, the big one that you can put all the elements that are going to be talking today. And the other one, it's more about you and your thoughts and your ideas on that space.
So put an ATM at the corner of your house.
Pretty much.
No, pretty much. Yeah,
It's
that's
pretty
the
much
whole.
like it's
That's the
about
whole
your thoughts and your desires, because these will provide the energy that you need on that space. Because
okay.
okay.
So what happens? So Anna, looking at this sort of 3x3 cube thing, tic-tac-toe thing, like most houses are not square. And how do you determine then? So say most houses might have a sticky uppy bit on the right hand side and then maybe a smaller bit on the left hand side. Does the wealth area of the house is that still on the far left, or do you calculate it on the high? I don't know if you can tell what I'm trying to say.
The powerful one, like as I mentioned.
Regular, not a square shape.
Sorry, I think it cuts out. Sorry.
No, that's
It
all right.
cuts
So
out.
what I was saying is that if you've got an irregular shape property that's not quite square, how do you work out where your wealth quarter is?
You try to put on the left hand side on the southeast.
The southeast. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you can create, like on the wealth corner, we do that. When we talk about the Feng Shui, we need to do the perfect triangle, like as your Feng Shui to teach you. On the Feng
Yes.
Shui part, we have to do that. But for the wealth corner, it's simple. It's not as complex as the consultation when we do everything else.
Okay. And looking at figure 3, is that right to say you can have 2 wealth corners in a space?
Yes. No, not in the same space. In one space, you can like in different areas of your rooms. For example, on this room here, on the right image, and you have 3 areas of Feng Shui. As you can see, and you have the main door on the left, or like in your floor plan,
Yes.
that's your Feng wealth area on the left, on the top.
Yes.
But whatsoever, when you have your office, can you see the entrance of your office? It's on the left hand side.
Yes.
You have to find your entrance and you go to the left hand side.
Yes. Got it. And does it matter which way the door opens?
No.
Yeah.
It's all about your entrance.
Okay, it's on the left side of the entrance.
Yeah.
So for figure number 1, that door looks like it's on the left and the wealth corner is on the right, on the top right. Why is that the case?
This one don't not consider that one.
Okay, that's an incorrect one.
Yes,
All
right. I'm
sorry. Okay, so that's what it's meant to be. You've got your
Yes.
door here and your wealth corner on your top left.
Exactly.
Excellent. Okay, and it doesn't matter which way. So what does that mean? What do you have to do in the wealth corner? Are we meditating on the wealth corner, or what's happening in the wealth corner?
We have to utilize the 5 elements: wood, earth, water, fire, and metal. And how you can bring this object to that space. You can go for the next slides, please.
Right. Okay. So you have to have all the 5 elements.
How are we going to build it? Next one, please.
Is there another one? Oh, that one there.
Okay. You can activate the wealth corner in your room, placing purple objects or furniture on that space. Activating the wealth corner in your room, where Feng Shui, you can bring a lot of prosperity to your place. And you can use, for example, in my place, I use my bookcase, or you can use a tray, or because it's more about the space. Why a tray? I love the tray idea because it's everything segment in just one area, and you can create it and place it where is your left hand side, or you can do at the top of your wardrobe, or does need to be in a place that it can be as small as a tray, doesn't need to be big or anything. But on that area, you'll be placing the elements like a fountain, the crystals, or for example, the lucky cat.
The lucky cat.
Or a candle.
And what's the lucky cat and the candle in terms of the 5 elements? What does that represent with the lucky cat?
Metal, because of this.
Okay, metal. Hence the golden frog as well. That's metal.
Exactly. Or it's always good to have a citrine as a crystal.
Yes.
Like a fountain. It can be like a small one, doesn't need to be a big one. If you have a big one, why not?
Yes.
That's even better. Or bamboo to the earth.
Yes.
And also
fire?
Fire, a candle.
Yes. Oh, I've got all the elements there. Right.
And one thing that I do, it's not on the wealth corner, but it's all about my thoughts. I started my gratitude jar, everything I'm grateful for, and things that you like to be prosperous for. Like, for example, I want to have something new or something you're grateful. It's all about the connections you will have on that space. And when you have these elements, I suggest if you do a small meditation, or like in your religion, you can do a prayer, or you can do some talks with that space while you're there, and put a positive music when you're creating your wealth corner, because it's all about your mind and spirit thinking, I'm creating wealth in my place. I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling prosperous. Don't put it like something you're going to make you down, because it's this kind of you're creating your food for your space. It's kind of you're creating happiness.
Yeah. And what happens if you don't have enough space for like a table or whichever? What are some options to be able to place things in your wealth corner?
You can do a side table, or you can do a small tray, or you can do on the top of your furniture.
Yeah, or a little maybe wall shelf of some sort.
Or small. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's brilliant. Yes, you can definitely do that.
Okay, and you can hang things as well. And you don't have, because obviously I'm looking at that picture going, it reminds me a lot of staying at my grandmother's place with a golden frog. And I said to Anna, I've just actually donated 2 golden frogs to charity. So the charity is going to be receiving a lot of wealth, which is excellent. That's what everyone needs. But it doesn't necessarily need to look oriental.
No. You can do your own. Just thinking about the 5 elements, I think that's the main priority. And anyone on this live who wants to have like the list of the elements that you can use in your place, send me a hello on my messenger, or get in contact with me. I'm more than happy to send that list, because that list you can create. It doesn't need to be oriented or anything. Or if you want to make, why not? It's beautiful, and it does have like the whole history behind as well.
Excellent. So some options for, if we can go through very quickly some of the 5 elements, and we'll go back again. So wood, it can be a little plant, bamboo, like you said, earth. Oh, what's earth? Like a wooden tray? Is that what it would be?
Yes, like for.
Oh, like soil in the pot. Yeah, okay, that's a good one. So water can be a tiny fountain. What are some other options for water? I guess if
you can put like a small tray with water, or
or maybe water in the vase.
Or in a vase, exactly.
Yeah, okay. Fire would be the candle.
Yes.
And I guess you would have to light the candle.
Yes, but it doesn't need to be lighted every day. That's why when you're creating your wealth corner, it's really important the ritual you have with your wealth corner. When you finish, you can light up the candle, and you're creating that atmosphere, because this atmosphere will resonate. And when you want to activate again, you do the ritual again. That's why it's kind of something that you created, but you're always coming back. Do you remember when I said before, it needs to be the space that you always gonna be there, because you have to be on that space, look into that space. It's kind of you putting water in a plant, and this plant will grow. That's the same whole concept of the wealth corner.
So real connection. Well, the whole idea, I guess, is that connection to like all the natural elements in the world, like wood, earth, water, fire. Not that you want to connect with fire, but metal as well, like the natural elements in our world. Okay. And metal being something like crystals.
And the crystals will go on the earth, because the earth, the crystal comes from the earth.
Yes.
The kind of metal can be the frog, the lucky cat, coins, the Chinese coins. I used to have like here. I need to find where it was mine, like the lucky Chinese coins.
Yes, I have.
Or
Chinese.
like what the things that I do, I have as well. It's not in here, it's in the other one. I have like the coins that I traveled around the world. I have like a euro. I have
that's lovely. Okay.
$1. That's something that brings you memories, and it's still a metal.
Yeah, fabulous. So some really good ideas around that, which all really like it can be quite aesthetically pleasing if you put it in a little nice display of all these elements. Again, it doesn't need to necessarily look like you've got to put a golden frog in the corner of your house, because golden frogs don't necessarily go with all sorts of styling. And
one thing that's really important as well, ask for your kids not to change your wealth corner and your husband as well.
Don't change the wealth corner. So don't touch my
stuff. The wealth corner, it's always good to not only you touch it.
Only you touch it.
Yeah,
okay.
This is really, really important.
I love that. And why we're talking about this is because it's around harmonizing your space. And I just want to share as well, like for, again, culturally, as we were growing up, we were always taught about Feng Shui, how, if you're going to build a house, not to have a creek underneath, because you don't want to have cold things underneath under your house. But you also don't want to be living on top of a kitchen of some sort, because you don't want heat underneath you. So all these things I used to think was sort of a bit sort of superstitious. But I remember going into a casino, which was very, very interesting, because, I mean, I knew that they would have gotten consultations from Feng Shui specialists to build and design a casino. But what I found really interesting was that the casino was built in a manner and designed in a manner that would make the casino money. not the people that were going in. So it was like, it felt like if you go into a casino, you feel like, and Feng Shui is all about energy flow, right? When you go into a casino, if you go into pokies, the energy is still, it's stale. Really interesting. There's no ventilation, there's no lights, right? There's no elements. There's a whole lot of, light and everything, but there's no of that sense of
It's anything
energy.
natural on a casino. It's everything fake.
Everything's fake. So next time you go into a casino, take a look around and go, okay, am I coming in here? Is this actually designed to make me wealthy, or is it designed to make the casino wealthy? And I think we all know what the answer is for that. So and so this is really, really interesting, because often we think about styling and interior design that it's just all about aesthetics, but you've been able to bring a real holistic view around creating and harmonizing space through feng shui and numerology. And we touched a little bit about feng shui and wealth corners. Can you tell us a little bit around how numerology comes into harmonizing a space?
Numerology, it's who does this is online course. Then I'm gonna be launching soon, and someone is interested, please let me know. Send me an email or get in contact, because this is fantastic. This course I'll be doing with a really friend of mine. She's a numerologist.
Wonderful, yes.
And she did my numerology, and we were talking, and we find out, like, do the feng shui and she do the numerology, and the connection is how each number, it does have one connection with, like, the colors and the object on the feng shui, because it's all about which objects you put it in your house with the number of your house. For example, my house, it's number 11. Number 11 is the number of spirituality. The
Yes.
number 11 is about connections with the universe. It is great, don't get me wrong. But someone like myself, someone is very spiritualist, and I do have an 11 in my numerology. Work
Yes.
in a nice space where numerology, it's all about the number 11, it's all about spirituality. I
Yes.
work from home. How I will make money working from home? Because it's beautiful to work from home, to we go for the spiritual side, but also we need to have wealth in our life to provide all the benefits. Then this numerology helped me how I would change the energy of the 11 for something like 5, which is movement, or something like 8,
okay.
which money and business. And these all connections, it's made with feng shui techniques. For example, we can use, like, red is connected to one number, with purple is connected to another number, and does have all the techniques from the feng shui connecting with the numerology in your house. And we do, like, for example, I changed the number of my house for number 5, which I brought more movement to my place and connect with some elements of feng shui to make this activate this energy. That's what I'm gonna be teaching on this course.
Right. How did you change the number of your house? Did you actually move house? No, you did. Did you just remove the number to your house? Maybe. Okay, that's cool. My favorite number is 5, so I find that really interesting. I never thought of it that way. And again, growing up, we knew that number 8 was the number of wealth, and number 4 is not a very good number.
Yeah.
Whereas in different cultures, 4 is a good number. So it'd be really interesting to explore how numerology and feng shui can be applied to your home or any property. And I said, a lot of developers do consider feng shui in their design, and think of it from a, and you'll find actually often it's actually very practical as well, because it's talking about energy flow. You're actually talking about also like airflow and light and everything else. So it's not just around where am I going to put my golden frog. It is really around, is this actually a good flow? Because you go into a property and sometimes you can just feel, you go, I don't like the flow of the house. Oh, I don't like the flow of the apartment. And that's what you mean. Like you go in and you're like, it's easy to navigate around and move around. Whereas if you've got these doors and walls and places that are really awkward, it doesn't have a good flow. And so Feng Shui is a part of that. That's really, really cool.
Yes.
So the online course, how do people get in contact with you to find out more? Your
They
email?
can send me email on info. The email is just showing below, or they can go to my website or social medias.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ana, for sharing that with us. And I feel very honored that we live in such a multicultural society, that a dear friend who is from Brazil is talking about an all ancient Chinese custom about Feng Shui. And I think that's absolutely beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm going to be bringing out all my metal things.
What we can do kind of a challenge. Who watch this live, they can take a photo of their Feng Shui and we can share.
I love that. Yes, everyone. I think that's a fantastic challenge. Everyone, create your wealth corner, take a photo, stick it on the bottom. Maybe Anna might
I can give you some tips and how you can activate it. I'm more than happy to.
Corner. What do you have to lose apart from, I don't know, plants? Make sure you water your plants. So you've got to make sure that if you're going to put plants, water them.
My bamboo, it's great. I can do the water just once a week.
There you go. So that's why bamboo is fantastic. All these sort of indoor plants, like the one that I have behind me, I can't remember what it's called, but hardly gets watered. Indoor plants that don't need a lot of watering, but make sure your things are in the right corner. Because from what I can see, mine's on the right side, and it actually has to be on the left of the room. So it needs to be swapped around. That's so good. Thank you for educating me. I'm going to be looking at every room now and go, that's the wealth corner.
But in your house, you can do in another place. You don't need to do in your office. You can, or you can do like the little shelf that you mentioned. You can put it does have the little shelf on IKEA, and you can place your 5 elements there.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. That's excellent. So thank you. Thank you, Ana, for joining us, sharing the little gems of knowledge around, and for us to all sort of, if you want to apply this to create your own wealth corner, make sure if you enjoy that today, make sure you visit and subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Business of Property, where you can find all our past episodes and also watch the replay of this episode. And if you found value in today's show, make sure you hit the like button, thumbs up, get notified when there are new episodes. So till next time, keep well, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. Thanks, Ana. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.